feel sorry for the next guy who has to sit down, sweaty as hell. Oh, okay. I don't feel that bad no more. Thanks, man.
Next thing for the season, or?
You know, there has been a final decision made, and it's staying for the season. The people have spoken. So it started off as a camp stash. I just wanted to kind of switch it up, you know, something new. And then it just kind of hit, honestly. All the guys loved it. It's creating a lot of camaraderie, a lot of good times, you know. And it was funny, actually. Like, a bunch of people started messaging me about it, you know, really taking the time out of their day to let me know that they liked the mustache. So I was just like, you know what? You got to give the people what they want.
What other feedback have you gotten on the mustache from, you know, especially from the O-line room? What do you hear? What are the reviews?
On the mustache? Yeah. So there's mainly positive. There's been some negative, but, you know, we don't listen to that. No, they love it. You know, I keep telling them that, you know, there's a final form. It's not there yet. There's actually nothing in it right now. So there's a lot of room for improvement.
Speaking of improvement, where do you see this offensive line going into the season, especially since you guys haven't had a chance to get real game reps yet? Like, what are you expecting in Buffalo?
Yeah, so I see a lot of really good things from this offensive line, especially valuing, you know, camp practices. I know you say there's no real live game reps, but in reality, you know, I feel like those camp reps, practices against Indianapolis, serve as game reps. Those guys definitely played like it, and you know, that helped us out a lot. And it wasn't just one game, but it was a couple practices. So I think that helped us out a lot. And I also think that our defense plays with this high motor and sense of urgency that it almost feels like game reps to us in practice every day. So that's helped out a lot. Those guys have definitely helped us get better. And you know, most of us were here last year. We kind of know what we're about, and then the others caught up quickly.
How long does that cohesion take for an entire team?
I mean, it really depends on the guys. But I think with Jonah and Evan coming in, those guys are smart. They've been around the block, and they caught on really quicker than I thought. So I feel good about us.
In terms of that, how much is there? We know that chemistry is really important on the line, but with Jonah being you next to him, how has that progressed from when he got here until where you are now?
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. We started off really well, actually. We meshed pretty naturally on and off the field. And then, obviously, just with time itself, it just improves it so much more. Jonah's, you know, a seasoned vet as well. He's been around, and he knows how to adapt really quickly.
There's got to be a difference, though, between meshing with Paris last year and Jonah. They just seem like they're different personalities, but does it just translate just as far as the work they put in on the field is similar?
Yeah. On the field, we're more similar than you would think. We all learn the same technique. You know, we're all taught very similar. But yeah, I mean, there's a difference. But same as if, like, you know, knock on wood, one of us goes down and you have to play with someone else. You know, you have to be able to just kind of go on the fly.
I know that Trey McBride has made his mark catching the football, but obviously part of his job is blocking. How does he fit in with you guys in terms of the blocking and the job that he's done?
Damn, honestly, that question got me excited because Trey's been stepping up big time in that aspect. You know, he's a dog, and he definitely made it an emphasis to get better in that area, and he's shown it. And I'm excited to watch him.
What about a guy like Tip?
What's that?
What about a guy like Tip?
Oh, I love Tib as well. He's also a guy that comes in here and wants to do everything right and do it to the best of his ability. And you're always going to get that from him. So I really like him, respect him, and I'm glad we have him.
What's the difference between what you're seeing from Trey as a blocker now compared to last year?
Yeah, so, I mean, everything he's done all around, really, not even just on that, but everything, he's doing better. You know, it's crazy what 1 year does to you and how it opens up your mind. Also, being a repeat year, you know, having the same staff, mostly same players, it helps you out a lot, gives you that extra sense of confidence, and he's definitely taken advantage of it and shown it.
I know we've kind of talked about, I mean, clearly JG wants to run the ball, and over the years I've always heard from offensive linemen that that's a great thing for you guys. You'd rather run the ball. Are you in that camp do you really care, or is the idea that you guys will lean on that kind of get you jacked up?
I mean, you ask any offensive lineman, they're going to tell you, yes, we love running the ball. But at the end of the day, we're going to do whatever's on that call sheet, and whatever comes out coordinator's mouth, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it right. But run play never hurts anybody.
What was your reaction to Yelda getting locked up for the next 2 years?
Oh, extremely happy for him and for the organization too. They know exactly what he is, what he has to bring, and I know him better than anyone. And they definitely got a great player, and I know Yelda's happy about it. So I'm glad that happened.
On those lines, you kind of hoping you're next in line, maybe. Or
This kind of deal is like being at the DMV. You never know. Like you might get your number called, or all of a sudden it's 2 hours later and you got to go see what's going on. Who knows? I honestly don't think about it. I just play. Whatever happens. But I am aiming to play well every single play. That's for sure.
Now we're 10 days out from the first game. How have you seen all the offseason bonding stuff kind of pay off on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's paid off very quickly. I mean, if you think back, not even a couple months ago, guys were, hanging out outside of the facility. We just talked about how Trey's blocking's improved. We talked about how Jonah and Evans quickly adapted. All that stuff didn't just happen because we decided to go out on the field and do it. That's part of it, but most of it is those guys feeling the confidence, feeling the support of the rest of us, feeling like, hey, we're counting on you kind of deal. But when you put it that way after hanging out with these guys and having fun, it means a little bit more. So it's definitely paid off. I already seen it, and it's only going to keep growing.
with all those things and some of the new pieces, but how important has it been, you feel, for the whole offense, especially with having Kyler from day one of the offseason?
Oh, I mean, if the offensive line, and I'll include tight ends in that, if the offensive line and tight ends are right, everyone else is right. Everyone else can shine. And so that's where we take it upon ourselves to do. And then you've seen those guys have done their own thing too. Receivers, quarterbacks. So I'm counting that they're doing their part. And then all we know in our room is if we go, then everyone goes.
How much growth have you seen from Kyler from the time you got here to now, just overall, not just on the field, but off the field too?
I feel like this is the most locked in I've ever seen him since I've been here. And, I've gotten to know him so much more over the years, and even more on a personal level, that I definitely believe in him, and I've seen the change in the positive direction. And, I'm always – I have had his back 100% no matter what, but it makes me want to play even harder for him, for a guy like that.
How can you tell that a guy's more locked in?
I mean, all the little things, all the little mannerisms, the way he talks, what he does, all the little things, how early he gets to work, how late he leaves, what he does in the weight room, when he does it, what he talks about when things aren't 100% nice and right and easy. All those little things you kind of like accumulate, and you can get a picture of how the guy's train of thought and mindset is. And I'm telling you, he checks off all those boxes and then some.
With all the different guys in the line in the line room, how important is it to have a guy like Kelvin who knows his role, maybe obviously would love to play, but so what does he mean overall to the entire line?
I'm sorry, who?
Kelvin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sorry, I never called him that before. I actually forgot that was his name for a second. All right. No, Beecham is like the glue that keeps all this thing together, honestly. Experience like that, how many more guys can you actually name in the league right now that have been playing for 13, 14 plus years? That comes with a lot of value. And, it's a lot of indirect value, though, because a lot of what he knows, he transfers to these guys and transfers to me as well. I feel, this is my 7th year, and I feel like I'm learning so much every time I talk to him, on and off the field, football and non-football things too. So he's like the glue that keeps all this thing together. He transfers his knowledge to all these guys in all these different positions because he's seen it all, and I think it's a very, very valuable asset to this team.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Will.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, there's the towel. Yeah, I was going to say.